Hey friends, this is my 21 days on carnivore update. I thought I'd share with you how things are going, but I also wanted to just kind of give you a little background on my overall carnivore journey. I found carnivore a couple years ago, and it was very effective for me. At the time when I came across carnivore, I could hardly walk. I had so much inflammation in my joints, and I had been to several doctors for help, and nobody was able to help me. And I eventually came across the carnivore diet, and it helped me tremendously. As a matter of fact, is within 4 days of cutting out processed foods and sugar, I started feeling, I could feel some difference in my knees. It was actually getting better. Of course, I wasn't cured in 4 days, but definitely felt some relief, and I was able to get more range of motion in my right knee. My right knee was the one that was really bad. Um, and eventually, with using carnivore, I was eventually able to start walking again. And so that was a couple of years ago. However, I wasn't able to really stay on track. I kept falling off. Even with all the benefits, I would fall off. And I didn't know then what I know now for me. But it was very stressful the first time I did carnivore. There's a lot of, or what I perceive to be a lot of rules. And I tried to do all the rules. I'm a rule follower. I want to do things the right way. So I tried to do all the rules. And man, that, take a supplement for that, you should be taking this and taking this. And um all different things from different people. I was listening to everyone, which was a mistake on my part. And I just, that totally tore up my gut even more. And I already had gut issues. So yeah, so that was a couple years ago. And since then, back then I didn't really understand cues and triggers and addiction, food addiction, which I now have a much better understanding of. I am certified through Dr. Joan Iflin's course, food addiction recovery advocate course. So I learned a lot through that on how to manage my own cues and triggers. Also, back then, I was doing a lot more, or I was eating a lot less. I was only doing like 1 or 2 meals a day. And though I felt good doing that, like I didn't have a lot of hunger, but this time around, I'm really focusing more on eating 3 meals a day. Not really too much worried about fasting, although I am intermittent fasting because I go about 12, 14 hours between my last meal of the day to my morning meal the following day. So there is that intermittent fasting happening. But I'm really, really focused on doing 3 meals a day this time. And that I think is really helping me a lot, really stay the course. Even if my meals are somewhat small because I'm not really hungry, but I'm eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And the other day, one day last week, there was a day that I forgot to eat lunch, and things got busy for me, and I didn't even think about it until it was late. And so that day was a little messed up, and I found myself not feeling all that great the following morning when I woke up. So I'm like, okay, this is where I am right now. This is what I need to be doing. I need to really make sure I'm getting my 3 meals a day in. Of course, I'm only 21 days in, so that seems pretty normal, pretty right for me. Let's see. Oh, the other thing that really kind of messed me up last time was eating fat. I do not like to eat fat. I know that's gonna be like, oh, carnivore, like eating fat. And I see all these people cooking up fat. And even when I was a small child, I never liked fat. My parents would be like, oh my gosh, she can find the smallest amount of fat on a piece of meat, and I would spit it out. So fat is not for me in that kind of fat. But I do like other fat, like I love butter. So and I am making sure I'm getting plenty of fat. I have noticed that when I eat more fat, like butter, I do use avocado mayonnaise for if I make like a chicken salad or something like that. So that, that's how I get my fat. And I know avocado can be a little, oh, that's not carnivore, and I get that. And that again comes down to all these rules and everything. And I just want to say, forget about the rules and just focus on what works for you. Try things out. If it doesn't work for you, like I tried to eat the fat, doesn't work for me. But this other kind of fat works for me. Pork rinds. I can eat pork rinds if I need to increase my fat. That works for me. Um, Organ meat, oh, you should be eating organ meat. Um, Organ meat doesn't work for me. I do not like liver. I don't really even care for the smell of it. My husband does. He likes liver, and a lot of times when he cooks up liver, I just leave, go somewhere else. Um, so yeah, I do use pluck seasonings, which is got organ meat in it, and I do like that. So I do sprinkle that on my eggs, sometimes on my steak, a hamburger. Um, you know, I don't know if it's helping or not, but I figure it's not hurting anything. I like it, and so I do eat a little bit that way. But whether it's substantial amount that counts for anything, probably not. I don't know. Seasonings, seasonings are made from plants. So so there might be people out there saying, oh, you can't have any of that, and then there's other people saying you can. Again, you do you. I like pepper, and sometimes I'll do some garlic, but that's pretty much it. Some salt, pepper, garlic is what I mostly put on my steaks, on my meat. And then weighing and measuring your food. Weighing and measuring, that is totally up to you. I ended up going carnivore. I was keto for a while, and I ended up going carnivore because I got tired of weighing out my food, weighing the vegetables to make sure I was staying under 20 grams of carbs and stuff. And so I'm like, I went carnivore so I didn't have to weigh and measure. If weighing and measuring works for you, helps keep your brain calm so that you're not stressed, weigh and measure your food. If it doesn't, don't. Just eat to satiety. And in the beginning, you might be eating a lot, and that's okay. Give it, don't worry about the rules or anything like that for the first at least 30 days and maybe more. And then assess and adjust. So what works for you? So for me, keeping it really simple works best for me. Um, Eating 3 meals a day, make sure that I get enough calories in. I think when I was doing just 1 or 2 meals a day, I didn't really lose a lot I did lose weight, but just not a lot. And I think it's because I was really not getting in the calories my body needed. And Oh, the other thing I do enjoy eating is occasionally I like pickles and green olives. I tolerate them well. They don't trigger cravings, and it's not very often. It's just I can't even say I do that weekly. So, but occasionally I'm like, you know what? I think I'm going to have a dill pickle with my hamburgers tonight or something like that. So, the other thing is talked about weighing and measuring. Oh, and I just wanted to share, if you are wanting to do carnivore or starting doing carnivore, just just keep it really simple. That's the best advice I can give you. Maybe follow 1 or 2 people on carnivore that have a good foundation in carnivore, and do what they do. But trying to do what everybody's doing, that's stressful and it's not going to work. Um, Eat any meat that you want to eat. For me, I mainly eat chicken and beef, steaks, hamburgers, oh, and bacon. I do eat a lot of bacon. Um, and play with the fat. Don't fear the fat. we've been told that, fat is so bad for us. So sometimes it can be hard to start incorporating that into our diet. But play with the fat, see what it does for you. See if you like. If you like it, great. It's really good for you. But if you don't like it, that's okay too. There's other things you can do. Let's see, salt to taste. Don't fear the salt. Some days you'll find that you need a lot of salt, and some days you find that maybe you don't need any at all. So, salt is not a bad thing. And I just want to say, if you are doing this and you are finding that you feel kind of yucky, and not feeling your best, you may need to increase your fat. That would be a place where I would start looking at increasing your fat. Maybe you're just not getting enough, because, our hormones require fat to function properly. So if you're not eating enough fat, that could be why you're not feeling very well. Also, in the beginning, in the first week, you're going to have withdrawal more than likely. A lot of times it's called keto flu. Withdrawal from carbohydrates. So the first week, you're probably not going to feel very good anyway, for that reason. But if it goes past that, it may be a fat issue. And sodium electrolytes. So those are the first two places I would start with if you're not feeling great. Minimizing your dairy intake. That's another one. I know a lot of carnivores eat a lot of dairy, and which is fine if that works for you. But if you find that you can't control how much you're eating, you're overeating on dairy. Dairy does have casomorphine in it, which acts on the opioid pathways in our brain. So it does have addictive properties. So if you're finding that you can't manage your dairy intake, that you overeat on dairy, that may be something you'll have to look at cutting out. So, and the other thing is, don't worry about fasting, at least in the beginning. I know a lot of times people jump in right away and they do 2 or 3 day fasts, and because they want all the results right away. They want the weight loss. The weight loss is like what really drives people, I find, to really do that. And and that was my focus the first time I did carnivore, was weight. And this time it's not. It's great that I'm losing weight. I'm not gonna lie, I love that. However, I really am focusing on other things: how I'm feeling, how I'm sleeping. Do I have energy? Am I hungry? Oh my gosh, it's great not to feel hungry all the time. That is just so wonderful. And then, it start very simple, and then see if you're having results. If you're having results on what you're doing, keep doing what you're doing. There's no need to change. And then when you plateau, then you can look at changing things up. That's just my advice. You don't have to listen to me. Do whatever you want. You need to figure things out for yourself. Try it. Try whatever you want to try, and just assess how you're feeling and how it's working for you. If it's not working for you, then maybe you jumped in too much too fast, like I did in the first time around. Too much too fast. So, yeah, that's just a little bit about me, and how the first time I did carnivore was, it didn't work. It stressed me out, and stress, not a good thing. So this way, I am so not stressed anymore. I feel great. I did say this was an update on my results. So here, I am feeling great. I have little to no cravings. We did go to the store the other day, and I saw something and I went, ooh, and I went, no, don't even look at it, and walk away, go the other direction. And that's what I did. So I'm sleeping so much better. I go to bed and I fall asleep right away. I do wake up at least once during the night to go to the bathroom, about 4 or 5 hours into my sleep. And when I go back to bed, going back to sleep is getting better. I can't say that I'm, great at that, and I'm hoping that continues to improve. But I wake up in the morning, full of energy. I'm not sluggish. I don't have an afternoon downtime. I can go all day. I have no pain or discomfort in my joints. I walk a lot. I walk, well, a lot for me. I used to walk about, maybe get 3 to 5 thousand steps in a day, probably closer to more to 3,000 steps a day. And I have increased that greatly. My minimum is 10,000, but I'm usually between 12 and 15,000 steps a day. So I walk a lot. And I listen to podcasts when I am walking, or YouTube videos when I am walking, and mainly on carnivore people sharing their carnivore stories, and I love them. They're very inspirational. I've had only one migraine, knock on wood, so far this month, and that was when I started my cycle. So I don't think that was food related. That's probably hormonal. So I'm excited about that. And I am down about 10 pounds. So I know a lot of that's going to be water weight, and I'm not really trying to focus on that, but I'm not going to lie, it's nice to see that on the scale. So I did do measurements before, when I started, and I haven't redone those, and I plan to do those at the end of the month, 30 days. So, and I will share those with you too. So I hope you all have a wonderful day. And if you are interested in carnivore, I welcome you to message me. I love the support, and this is my accountability. This helps me stay on track, being accountable to you. So, and to myself. So keep watching my YouTube channel. I hope to put out more videos more often. And yeah, so I will see you soon.